Good morning, everyone, and how are you all doing? It's your boy Mark, an MUFC fan, and it's the daily update morning views, Manchester United news, guys. How are you doing? Could you please tell me all your opinions? What will Manchester United be doing? I think we're not going to be doing much business. I think the focus is going to be on the outgoings and mostly what's going to happen in the summer, guys. Let's get into it as we start this proceedings today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell so you can see when I'm live again. Guys, let's get into this news really quickly. And big up to all of you joining me. Big up, big up. Good morning to you, my bro besties in the building. Man, we're on time. Both of us, not Trinity time today. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. But let's get into the news really quickly. Let me read this article to you as Fabrizio Romano is stating that Man United striker signing must be kept open. And Manchester United could keep their striker search open going until the final hours of the January window, even though they aren't currently exploring any deals right now, with Eric Maximum Choupo-Moting one of the names on the radar. But guys, as we said, we spoke about Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting, and he can only come to Manchester United on a permanent move. It will not be a loan. And I don't think the new ownership, OMAR BERRADA, is going to sanction signing of a 34-year-old that's not been amazing. He's a good striker, I think, relatively decent, but I don't think it's going to be a possibility. Eric Ten Hag's side has been reportedly searching for a center forward this month in order to introduce competition for summer signing Rasmus Højlund. The £72 million summer signing Danish international, it hasn't worked out for him so far in the Premier League, coming from Atlanta, netted just 2 goals in the Premier League all season, leading to claims that United could spark a move for a new striker this window. It's been the talk of Old Trafford that the majority of the campaign so far, but the bottom line is Højlund hasn't delivered the volume of goals expected of him so far. Having taken up until December to net his first Premier League goal, the 20-year-old did back that up with another Premier League strike against Tottenham Hotspurs last time out, but 2 goals from 16 league outings still makes it a difficult read. Although his performances has been very good, and I would say, his hold-up play and his link-up play has offered a lot for the team. He has not returned goals in the Premier League, guys. So, get in your comments. Let me know what you're thinking. But I know we're going to keep this young lad, and I know next season is when he's going to bang. I still think that this coming round of fixtures in the next 15 games, he's probably going to grab as many goals. But that's just me because I like the young striker. And the good news for Ten Hag and co is that Højlund is at least getting himself in the right positions. However, wastefulness in front of goal has been his issue so far. Højlund has already missed 9 big chances in the Premier League, guys. 9. And that's a lot. Which ranks him 7th on the most profligate striker in the division. Supporters will be hoping that Højlund can flip this trend in the second half of the season, like me. You know what I mean? It's revealed earlier this window that United marked down the centre forward position as somewhere they need to improve this month. It suggested that 3-time European champions believe more experienced striker could help push Højlund's game to the next level. That's why I'm thinking maybe Karim Benzema. Guys, your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Bestie, what is your view on this, man? Because at the end of the day, I know Højlund is a very good striker. We like the young lad, but Manchester needs to score goals. We need to make a push in this next round of fixtures to get ourselves in and about the top 4. And a lot of people might not have faith in the team doing that, but I would like to say to guys that we were really underperforming in the first half of the season, and I feel like if we could turn or get some luck and some run of form going, and with the consistent players who've been in the back line last season that help us get 18 clean sheets coming back into the fold, and as well getting lots of rest and time to train and get themselves fit again and ready for games, I think we could make a push, guys. Have some faith in the team. I know it's hard, but right now, we need to be a little bit positive. The guys need our support. As we could see, there's not much movement in the window. There's a lot of projected possibilities, but the main thing is we got a good CEO coming in who's very good on the football side as well as the business side. And we've been crying out for this for the last few months as fans. We needed something or someone who could back us and do the things that we have been seeing or that we think would also benefit the club. And guys, there's going to be a lots of talking points. One of the talking points is that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has set 100 million objective for Manchester United academy product sales. And a lot of people are thinking, well, this is going to mean we're going to be selling every single player that we saw came through the academy this season. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'd like someone, but in neither of the two mentioned, Bestie, we know you want Oliver Giroud, and I will agree with you, my bro. 100%, Oliver Giroud is a very good choice. But let's dive into this because a lot of opinions have been made on this topic on the setting of 100 million objective for academy product sales, and a lot of people are saying, Mason Greenwood is among a group of academy graduates at Manchester United are trying to cash in on this summer as Sir Jim Ratcliffe sets an ambitious objective to make 100 million on player sales to help the club operate better in the summer transfer. But guys, according to iNews, Greenwood represents the club's best chance of garnering a substantial fee for a youth product given in the eyes of financial fair play regulators. Cashing in on the academy graduates can be regarded as a 100% profit. Ineos would be silly not to take advantage of that to ease FFP. At the end of the day, guys, the report stresses that a number of La Liga clubs are monitoring Greenwood's situation. 22-year-old is currently on loan at Getafe. It's believed that he is attracting interest from Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, and Valencia. Pete Hall of iNews spoke on a Spanish-based insider about Greenwood, and the source in question said, of course, a move may be problematic with the clubs unwilling to comment on any of the links at this stage, but Barca have been watching him from the minute he arrived, as have other teams. However, Greenwood is not the only academy graduate on the lookout to cash in on at the end of the season. Scott McDominay was deemed replaceable, and some graduates out on loan, Hannibal Medri and Alvaro Fernandez, have clauses in their deals that could make their Old Trafford exits permanent once their loan spells conclude. Other players facing uncertain futures at United include Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Casemiro, Jadon Sancho, and Anthony. Let us know what you are thinking. Guys, what are your thoughts on this list of players? Big up to you, Compo Smurf. Don't hold your breath, guys. Yeah, man, you know what I mean? Only way we get something is if Hoyland gets injured, manager being left short again. 100%. But you want to know something, Compost? Like, recently I heard Charlie McNeil came back from loan. And I'll be honest with you, it might not be the ideal situation, but let's look at it from this perspective, right? If we can get some players who are not going to get game time out on loan so that they could get game time and get themselves, the younger ones, get themselves either in contention for the first team or high market value so we could move them on in the summer to help bring in sales, I'm all for it, guys, because at the end of the day, we have to be a little bit more realistic and harsh to the facts that, United are in a financial difficult situation. And as much as we would like to see signings and see someone come in and, see the team get bolstered, it may not be possible. I mean, Sir Jim Ratcliffe deal has not been ratified 100% yet. So it's one of those things where, it's going to be difficult. You know what I mean? But what I can say is that this man right here, coming in makes a big difference, guys, and it makes it more positive than negative. You know what I mean? And the revolution is about to begin, and a lot of people might have their own ideas of the revolution, but the most important thing, as Omar come through the door, guys have to remember that he's going to have a vision that he already had, and it might be a little bit different. It might take a little bit longer than we might be thinking in our heads. So guys, I'm thinking that maybe it's going to be a slow progression, and you know at the end of the day, I think his entry into the club will also bring a more serious focused nature on the players. You know what I mean? And guys, if I go into this article and talk about it, the announcement of Omar Berrada as new CEO further suggests that big changes are set to come at Old Trafford, guys. In the coming months, Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos look to put their stamp and be more likely a trophy machine. The Spaniard is leaving City. You know what I mean? While it might remind fans of David Moyes' infamous comments about being aspiring to be like City nearly 10 years ago, it is now Manchester United's reality. 100%, guys. Reality. Of course, nothing is to say that City have achieved in the 15 years would have been possible without their ownership by human rights abusing state. I don't like this article, guys, but I'll keep reading. Nor the 115 alleged breaches in the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. But if we put aside the 1 minute and quiet ask that, it still cannot be denied that the blue side of Manchester have been the antithesis of their red counterparts in terms of organizational strategy, culture. I wouldn't think culture, but mainly strategy, structure, and the other buzzwords. You know, guys. But what I can say, this article is speaking more about City than anything else. So I'll just move that one out of the way, and I'll go in to say that, yeah, 100% get him. Yeah, I would stick Rashford at number 9. A lot of people are mad, and a lot of people argue the fact that Rashford is a left winger. He's better off the left. But I'd argue with them, where was his output the best? And his output was the best when he played through the center. And this is a thing where a lot of people fail to see. You know what I mean? The proof is in the pudding, and it's there. Last season, he got his best. The best he got was playing at striker last season. 30 plus GA last season. Where was he playing? Through the middle. Guys, and people say Eric Ten Hag, talent ID is crazy. I can't see these young players getting much game time as ETH must now win at all costs. You know what, guys? This I also kind of agree with, but I also kind of slightly disagree with Bestie in the fact that I think Omar Berrada, what I've read upon him about him over the last couple years is that, there were lots of suggestions that would possibly replace Pep Guardiola if he was to leave the City group. And one of the suggestions was Eric Ten Hag. And Omar Berrada was one of those in support of that decision. So I would say to you guys that maybe they might have had a discussion with him and said to him, listen, maybe let's focus on your style of play. Use the players that, whether the results aren't going to be amazing or not, as long as you don't finish below 5th or 6th, we'll take it. You know what I mean? You have to look at it more in an objective opinion sometimes. And I feel a lot of people think that this guy is going to just come in and say, you know what? You have to win every single game. If you don't finish 3rd, we're firing you. Because at the end of the day, as we can all agree as fans that half of the starters need to leave. We need new blood. We need a new team. We need to refit and outfit and remodel and go again. You know what I mean? And listen, as much as I might be pro Ten Hag, I don't mind if he was to get sacked at the end of the season, because at the end of the day, I support Manchester United. And Manchester United for me is also, partly the coach, partly the players as well. So I would support them as long as they're playing for the team, they're wearing the shirt, and they're doing their best on the field. And I think that that's the way we have to be as fans. But at the end of the day, if you feel like you could only support them because you like the coach or you like the starting 11, I mean, everyone has their opinion, guys. Hats off to that. Big up to you. Point well taken. That sounds good. It's realistic, guys. Like Campos, yeah, you got to be near perfect till the end of the season. Go flawless. You know what? People forget, right? Man City has to play Tottenham. They have to play Arsenal. They have to play Liverpool. Liverpool has to play Arsenal. Liverpool has to play Tottenham. They have to play Arsenal. They have to play Aston Villa. You know what I mean? All these teams have to play each other. The top 4 is going to be shaken by the end of February, guys. You know what I mean? Football doesn't work like that. Not because these teams went through what they were going through the first half of the season mean they're going to replicate it. Sometimes things happen. And football is a funny sport, guys, in the sense that, a team could be the better team today, and a week later, the next team could catch them off guard. So you have to watch it and enjoy the game as well. And I know as Manchester United fans, it's tough. It's a tough one. It's tough for me watching the team not play well. But you know what? At the same time, I can't always blame it on the manager, because at the end of the day, I know a lot of the players and teams, you know what I mean? Sometimes it doesn't work that way. You could have the best aspirations, and then when you come out to play, it just doesn't work. And it's a tough one, guys. It's a tough one. If we lose to Wolves, I don't want to hear about top 4 again. We can't string 2 wins together. I mean, going on the first half of the season, that's sort of an accurate statement. But at the same time, we got Leacher back, Campos, and I know you might be saying to yourself, it's tough and it's going to be difficult. Yes, it's going to be tough, and yes, it's going to be difficult. But some of the players that we built our defense on last season are returning. You've already seen Leacher come back in the last game, and arguably Spurs' chances on goal were shut down almost completely when he came on the field. You know, if you look at the statistics, they got 7 chances in the second half, 5 of which came in the minutes before Leacher came on the field. So I think the team is about to go through a little bit of a bump in performance, a level of standard again with the impact of Leacher. We all know he can play the ball out from the back. He knows how to operate. Now he has a very technical, young, creative, valiant, brave player in Kobe Mainu who plays with a experience above his years, guys. You know what I mean? And you know what, Campos? Harry McDeany is about to bench Varane. I doubt it, bro, because you know what? I think Varane, as much as he might have his moments, I think when he's next to the Leacher, the Butcher, I think he's better. You know what I mean? I think Leacher raises Varane's level to almost the best of his, when he was at Real Madrid, those years when he was unstoppable, a Rolls Royce always. You know what I mean? So, guys, have a little faith. I know it's hard, but you know what? Let's go through this last article talking about Anthony Martial, guys, because I just wanted to bring this to your attention that, Ten Hag has made swift decision on Anthony Martial replacement. And I left this article for last because you know what? The headline has, Karim Benzema on it. And we already spoke about that before a couple of days. I've been speaking about Karim Benzema for a couple of weeks now. And Karim Benzema is an option. They are in discussion with him, and it's possible that we might get him. But at the same time, like I say to you, this has always been my thought since we got Omar Berrada that we're not really going to do any signings in January, and listen to what Eric Ten Hag has to say about this ahead of the manager's press conference, which is live tomorrow at 1:45 UK time. Don't forget to be here and be square, guys. Anthony Martial's operation for a groin injury, and I want to highlight a groin injury, right? Because we were told by his agent that he had to have surgery on his abductors, right? So let's say that's where the injury happened, per se. And then let's go on and say, has all but ended in a disappointing career at Manchester United. Given by the time he is fit to play again, it will be virtually the end of the 23-24 season when his contract runs out. The Frenchman is always flattered to deceive at Manchester United, which is a fact, but has never looked remotely like leaving the club, forcing one manager after another to consider him as part of their squad options. He will finally walk through the exit door in the summer, opening up space in the squad, so doing. And you know what? So what Eric Ten Hag has decided to replace him in the interim period? No. It can be seen as only one of the biggest snubs ever delivered. The Dutchman has decided that Martial has made so little impact during his tenure that he's not going to replace him with anyone for the remainder of the campaign. And I want you to remember that Ten Hag decides for himself that he does not want to replace Anthony Martial anymore. And guys, I'll be honest with you, like as a United fan, I'm grossly offended by this guy. Really, really offended by what he has done. He's, for me, in my honest opinion, he's come to the club and he's not delivered. He's not done anything, and it's honestly, in my opinion, sort of disrespectful the way he came in and the way he conducts himself. Like, I mean, you're gonna have surgery. You probably was fit enough to pass a medical. You could have just left the club, but you're gonna walk out the door for nothing. You know what I mean? Yo, I'm telling you guys, bro. Marshall and his agents are weasels over that age injury thing, bro. And there are some fans that are be like, Ten Hag is this and Ten Hag is that. You know what I mean? The glass man. The glass man has worn the United shirt for the last time. It's over for him here. 100% GB. Man Lutata, what's up, bro? What's going on? More chances of getting sacked this week than Cameroon coming to Old Trafford. Yeah, you wanna Man Lutata, bro. You want me out? You want Eric Ten Hag out, bro? You're gonna be stuck with us for the next 2 or 3 years, bro. I'm telling you now. I've seen it already. I've seen what Eric Ten Hag is gonna do when this structure surrounds him and bolsters him. And you guys might be seeing it, not saying it now, but listen, I can tell you this: the only thing Eric Ten Hag was missing at this team was what he had at Ajax, which is a great CEO and an amazing DOF, to help him bring the players in that fit his system. So all he has to do is just play football. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. It's all good. Banter is always it's always good, bro. Even if it's in the morning. I know you love your waffles for breakfast, man, Lutata. So it's all good, man. It's all good in the hood. Big up to you, bro. Thanks for coming in. Don't forget to smash the like button and share the channel around. If you have time, share it on your Twitter and let people see it and see what's going on in the community. Hear a different perspective of views. I'm not bringing exactly what everyone is gonna say. I might have similar headlines and I might have similar pictures and similar articles on similar players, but the way I view things is slightly differently. And I think, you have to be a bit objective from different sides because, you can't just assume that based on you're hearing reports that Anthony's going to be sold for 50 million to Saudi. I think you're going to get giddy by that statement, but not think about the fact that he's 23 years old. He's only been here for like 18 months, one season point. He barely played this season, playing what, 11 games out of 20, 25, 27 games this season, based on the fact that he had a situation happening. Guys, it's quicker that Anthony goes back to Ajax for 50, 40 million than he goes to Saudi. So I won't believe that he's going to Saudi. And I pretty much think that Jadon Sanchez is going to end up either at Dortmund or it might shock people. He might even end up at Liverpool. The rumors are out there. Yeah, someone buying players for the manager is much needed, but at the same time, guys, look at it from this perspective, right? I think we might have enough in the tank with what we've got right now. If we could get them to perform at least at their best for the next 15 games, I think we have enough to get to fourth. You know what I mean? I think that's doable. 10 points, that's 3 wins. You know what? We can beat Aston Villa. We can certainly beat Spurs. We can certainly beat Arsenal, because we were robbed, bro, in the first game. I'm always gonna say we were robbed the one game, you know. So I think we could beat Arsenal and certainly beat Spurs. And if we could grab a draw against City and a draw against Liverpool, I think that's a fair result. And we just have to win the rest of games. And I mean, it's hard to say that we could just have to win the rest of the games because the games we've lost this season, we lost 3-0 to Bournemouth. You know, that was disappointing. We lost to West Ham. That was disappointing. But you know what, guys? The season could be turning. Hopefully, Bayern there puts in a really good performance on Sunday against Newport and gets a chance. Hopefully, Cameroon wins today, guys. I think Cameroon plays either today or tomorrow. I hope they win because you know what? We need Bayern there to play his first Premier League game, guys. We need Bayern there. Um, the problem with the fifth place, bro, a lot of people think it's only based on Champions League, but it's also based on all the teams in Europe right now. And as you know, Brighton, Aston Villa, these guys are all in Europa, especially Liverpool. So if when it comes down to the knockout after the knockout rounds, we have more English, a larger English contingent of teams in the Champions League as well as in Europa and Conference in the top rounds, we get more points. So if let's just say if each semi-final coming up has an English team in it, then we get the point. We get more points. It's not just about the group stage. We could still benefit off the points that we're going to get if our teams are the ones that qualify to the last 8 teams. Wasn't Villa in Europa? No, it's West Ham in Europa. West Ham, Liverpool, and Brighton are in Europa. Yeah, Villa is in the Conference League. Yeah, Villa could probably win the Conference League, guys, and that's going to be another boost because you know what? If they win the Conference League, they play in the Europa next year. So it's going to be one of those things, guys. There's going to be lots of spots for open up in England. In one of those things, the Champions League I think is better. I think the format changing next season to a league is kind of different. It's not going to be the same group stages next season, guys. So stay tuned for that. You know what I mean? It's going to be sort of a league system where everyone plays everyone once, and then the ones with the most points, then they face off each other in a group stage playoff, and then some goes off to. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be different, guys. Next season's Champions League is going to be really different, guys. You know what I mean? So, guys, enjoy it as it is. This has been all the information that I have to bring to you today, that Eric Ten Hag has decided not to replace Anthony Martial. Basically, Karim Benzema, yes, we are having talks with him, but it's not 100% concrete yet. There are talks going on about Benjamin Sesko, but I think that's more for the summer. He's available on loan this month because he has been on the bench, only playing 312 minutes in as many as 17 games, but he has 8 goals so far this season. He has 3 assists. I think it's not a bad option to get a player who's not getting much minutes, but he's producing goals. He's also very young, which will make it good competition for a long time with Rasmus Højlund. Guys, there's lots of talk about Rafinha being traded with Mason Greenwood, lots of talk of Mason Greenwood being sold, but I have to remind everyone, if Barcelona has been heavily scouting Mason Greenwood, and Laporta has been reported as saying that he's going to grant Mason Greenwood the Messi's number 10 if he signs for the club, just remember Omar Berrada was once at Barcelona, and he was at the City Group. So the things you have to take into consideration is that he might understand that, listen, now it might be tough, but in a year or two, with the amount of goals and assists and the performances that Mason Greenwood would give to this team, and it's undeniable, guys, he hasn't played football in 18 months, and he's been one of the best performers in the La Liga this season, winning Jugador of the month of December. Guys, this is not a mere feat. There's players like Jude Bellingham. There's lots of big players in the league in Barcelona, in Spain, and this guy won Player of the Month in December, just 5 months after returning to football on a professional level. You have to understand, that's just a lot of talent, a lot of ability, and a lot of hard work and effort. And this is the type of player you want at Manchester United. And I know a lot of fans might be mad at me, but you know what? When a player is showing you that he's working hard, doing his best, and he's not even playing in one of the best teams in La Liga, you know what I mean? He's not even playing with the best midfield in La Liga or the best attack in La Liga. He's playing with one of the decent mid-table teams in La Liga. And you know what? He's doing it against the big clubs. All the big clubs that have faced him so far are in shock of his performances, because not only he plays well, but he lifts his teammates to a better performing level. He's always at the center of all their goals, creation, all the good things. He wins most of the free kicks as well. Guys, I think if we're basing this on football and performance, and as a team, we want to go forward and be better, as Manchester United, we have to forgive. You know what I mean? Everyone has made mistakes. The club has made mistakes. The owners make mistakes. Players make mistakes. But sometimes players, they could apologize all they want with words, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is their actions. Actions speak loud, guys. And his actions so far are saying, listen, I'm doing my best. Just look at me. I'm playing my best. I'm playing hard. I'm doing well. Just give me a chance. And guys, it might be difficult to even get him back at the club, because as we know, there's an option for a contract extension till 2026, 2025. But, lots of clubs, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, all these clubs in Spain are looking at him. And we haven't even mentioned the clubs in Italy, Portugal, like Juventus, like Milan, like Inter. All of these clubs are eyeing Mason Greenwood because they can see he's generational, guys. Let's not lose players. You know what I mean? Let's get rid of Deadwood. Let's get rid of the terrible football players, the ones who underperform consistently, the ones who are inconsistent. You know what I mean? The ones who don't work hard. Let's get rid of those players. And let's keep the players who are going to work hard for Manchester United and represent our badge in a way that we, the fans, will be proud of. Guys, I don't have much other information to bring to you this morning, but I will be back later on today at 4 p.m. UK time with the Transfermarkt show. I haven't done it for the last week, but guys, don't be worried. I'm bringing you some good information. It's not really going to be mainly on Manchester United. There are two topics about two young players that Manchester United are heavily scouting. One is from Argentina, a wonder kid, and the next one is coming out from Holland. Guys, stay tuned for more. It's been your boy, Mark and MUFC fan with the daily update. Guys, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to smash those like buttons. And if you have a chance, leave a comment in the non-like section. Tell me what you're thinking. What do you think Manchester United is going to do? What are your opinions? What would you want them to do? How would you want them to proceed going forward? And what are your thoughts for the rest of the season? Guys, tell me where you think Manchester United is going to finish if they perform well. Tell me if you think they're not going to do well and we're going to finish really low. Leave your thoughts in the comments, your criticisms, and I hope you all have a great day. It's been your boy, Mark and MUFC fan, with the daily update. Morning views, Manchester United news. Catch you later, guys. Thank you for coming.